Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Parasocial Pals, episode 10, I believe. You believe you've already done 10 of these things?
I can't.
I know, right? Who'd have thought? I'm Papa Strell. With me, as always, is my co-host, Nick. Nick, how you doing today?
I'm all right. Just cleaning up some dog barf, but that's about it.
Yeah, that... I had to do that, but with cat barf a little bit ago. It's
Mm.
less obvious, I feel. You gotta...
Yeah, it's less volume. Yeah,
Yeah, that's for sure. They don't want to put it out in the open. They want to hide it like a little surprise. Incidentally, I've also been
hide your
playing
shame.
eugenics.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
all about cat fluids now, let me tell you. What a great start to a podcast. We're really firing on all cylinders today.
The ins and outs of your feline friends. Yes.
Indeed. All right. So, why don't we jump into it? What episodes did we watch? What are we talking about today?
Uh, last night, we watched the Star Trek episodes. Tomorrow is yesterday, and what was it? Court Martial.
Court Martial.
This is a Star Trek podcast, by the way, for anyone who's jumping in at episode 10.
Yeah, it's I don't want the title to be too long, but also I got fucking Star Trek right there for you fuckers. And if you're jumping in at episode 10, many years ago I was at a Comic-Con paddle for some author I don't read. It was for a friend of mine, and that guy had been writing books for decades, and somebody's talking about like how do you write a book like the 22nd volume in a series and introduce characters that have been there, and the author's like, at this point, man, I give them one sentence, and if people are still lost, that's on them. Like, at some point, it is the reader's fault. It is the listener's fault. How dare you come to this podcast fresh off the boat, never heard us before. I can only do so much for you people. Again, great start to a podcast.
Let's if you're confused now, just wait for the reboot.
Yeah, there you go. In 10 years, we'll reboot this thing, just like they're
We'll-
trying
we'll-
to do to Star Trek every two.
We'll option it off to J.J. Abrams.
Who would play me in
Anyway.
the J.J. Abrams reboot? That's a different podcast. Anyway.
To get into our 5-minute summary of Tomorrow is Yesterday, our major characters are going to be, it's basically Kirk and Spock. I think Uhura shows up for like a second in the background.
Yeah, there's a bit of Sulu.
There's a little bit of Sulu. I think he gets to karate chop.
He gets to do thing. He gets to fucking sneak around and karate chop.
But our guest stars are Captain John Christopher, an Air Force pilot. And then there's some other miscellaneous U.S. Army men.
Some old blonde guy I don't even remember. I don't even know if they named him.
There's names on the Wikipedia article. I don't care.
No one cares.
One of the guys with speaking lines is just U.S. Air Police Sergeant.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, the basic plot summary is the Enterprise has somehow found itself in the past, the 1960s, which would have been modern times at the time this was aired.
Yeah.
And immediately they get themselves wrapped up in time paradoxes. They kidnap an Air Force pilot who was scanning their ship or surveying it. And through a course of events, they need to find their way back while also maintaining the timeline. It ends with them pretty much teleporting the dudes back at the exact moment that they kidnapped them. Minimal HR violations in this one. You want to go into the details?
Yeah, I think there's
not a lot of plot in this one.
There's really not a lot of plot in this one. It did open up very surprising. This was very much a comic book style. What's going on here? It opens up and I'm seeing blue skies, which I don't think I've almost never seen on this show. And there's like an Air Force jet again, second time I've seen that on this show.
The thrust of this episode is really the fish out of water aspects between the Enterprise crew on Earth and the modern day man on the Enterprise.
Yeah. So yeah, it opens up and you very quickly learn that you are on Earth in the 1960s, which it's still impossible for me to wrap my head around the phrase modern 1960s, but here we are. Yeah, and it's very clear that there some time shenanigans has happened. Maybe it's a framing device, but then you see the Enterprise streaking through the sky in what could only be described as top of the line visual effects in 1967 and maybe less than subpar in 2026.
I will mention that in Star Trek, there's an equally likely chance of this being time travel and just them stumbling upon a planet that happens to look exactly like Earth did in the 1960s.
That's the other thing, is we have literally had both of those things already. So I was like, is it one of those? Is it a mysterious third thing? I literally don't know.
I will also mention, because I said this to you yesterday, the way this episode is set up is it was supposed to be a follow-up to the time travel in The Naked Now.
Yes.
Happened for us like 9 episodes ago.
That was fucking, yeah, like literally 6 months ago or something.
So at the end of that episode, they time travel for seemingly no reason, and I guess that was to lead up to this, but it didn't work out that way production-wise, I suppose.
Yeah, they do kind of allude to it. They talk about going around a star and rubber banding and slingshotting them, which, as far as I can fucking remember, is similar to what happened in Naked Now.
I believe that's what happened.
Yeah. So the the Enterprise crew is also confused as to what's going on. They try radioing Star Command, and it's like, hey, there's no Starfleet Command radio. There's fucking nothing. Also, there's this weird layer of ozone around the Earth. That's never been there before.
Yeah, I'll mention everybody on the bridge is pretty beat up. Uhura's the only one who really acts it out, though.
Yeah, Uhura's like thrown to the ground, and they're picking her up. Her hair is all disheveled, which, like, I don't think we've ever seen, even in the episodes where she's getting, like, literally thrown around.
Yeah.
But yeah, they are trying to come to grips with what's going on. They see a to them ancient United States fighter jet, and then Spock very quickly and logically deduces that they have time traveled. I don't believe he says the words yet again, but it's yet again, Captain. Which is interesting. Like I mentioned this to you when we were watching. If this was a modern show, that realization would have taken an extra 15 minutes.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, they would have been like, well, are we on another planet? We can't have time traveled, Captain. That's impossible. Yes, we did that last week.
And there would have been someone going, wow, that just happened.
Thanks, Paul Giamatti.
Science rules.
Science rule. Oh, my God. Did they... They probably say that in Lower Decks for sure.
I'm pretty sure they say it in Star Trek Discovery.
Yeah, that too. But yeah, so Spock figures out what's going on, so they know where they are. They don't exactly know how to get back. That comes up later. I believe
the ship's engines are also damaged.
Yeah, the ship's engines
because they hit the brakes too hard.
Yeah, they fucking broke too hard because space brakes. I don't know how that... I don't pretend to know how any kind of ship works, so sure, that makes sense to me.
See, the thing is, in my mind, if they hit the brakes that hard, Uhura wouldn't have been on the ground. She would have been splattered on the wall.
Yeah, there'd be a lot more like physical dents and shit in the...
There are no seatbelts on the Enterprise.
Ever. Fuck seatbelts. This is a space bus, motherfucker. Do buses have seatbelts now? They didn't when I was a kid.
I think my school bus had seatbelts, but those were for the kids who needed to be seatbelted.
Those were for the fucking lame kids.
Yeah, let's call them the lame ones.
Yeah, let's go with that. Let's go with that word specifically. So they also see that there's a U.S. air fighter closing in on them. And despite them knowing for a fact that they are impervious to anything that they could possibly do, they decide, let's tractor beam the fucker. To which Spock says, hey, we'll probably destroy that thing. It's ancient and made of bullshit. And Kirk's like,
I recall Spock
fuck it.
was like, they were afraid of nuclear weapons that they couldn't defend against in their current state.
Yeah, that was...
Why would a, like, it's not an F-150, that didn't exist yet, but like their Air Force jet, I don't think is equipped with nukes.
So there's two reasonings I had in my head for that. Is like, one, they're just playing up the drama to have a reason for them to fucking tractor beam the ship. The other one, which is a little more tinfoil hatty and probably a little more real, is they're like, look, we got this American media piece. We need to make people think that we got nukes on all our jets.
That might have been it.
I genuinely think there was a little bit of, let's just make people think that we got nukes on all of them.
Yeah, I don't think Roddenberry was anti-military, so...
No, yeah. It certainly
especially
doesn't
since
seem
they were
like
filming this on an Air Force base, probably.
Yeah.
Or at least the stock footage was.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they were using actual stock footage of jets.
It looked way grainier than some of the other stuff. So yeah, I think it was probably older than the show.
Yeah. But anyway, they kidnap a man.
Yeah. So they tractor beam the ship. It starts to crumble, and they're like, "Well, we can't also be murderers, I guess. Let's beam up this fucking Neanderthal." So they beam up the pilot onto the bridge. He is, of course, in culture shock, seeing all this futuristic stuff. Chiefly among them, a woman.
Yeah, he raises an eyebrow at the alien, and then when he sees a woman in a miniskirt, he's like, "Whoa!"
But he's teleported to this place. Kirk comes and says, "Hey, sub, this is my spaceship. I speak English. I'm human, I promise." And the guy's like, "I'm skeptical, but understandable." A woman walks into the room and he loses his goddamn mind. He's like, "A woman on a ship of some kind? Have you gone mad?" Which in the 1960s, luck, yeah, that would technically be not something that happens. But yeah, Kirk is like, "Hey, let me show you around my cool spaceship," and gives him a little elevator pitch of, "Hey, so we time traveled and we're not supposed to be here and you're not supposed to know that we're here and we're going to figure this out." And Mr. Pilot's like, "Okay, yeah, that checks out." Doesn't really...
Yeah, I think while Kirk's showing him around on the bridge, that's when Spock approaches him and is like, "Hey, we got a bigger problem with paradoxes."
Yeah. Yeah, he introduces him to Spock, the only real alien on the ship. And genuinely, I keep forgetting that Spock is a fucking alien because I just see Leonard Nimoy.
Yeah.
It's interesting how, like, they were going for a lot of diversity, and I think it was a good idea to do a lot of human diversity. But as far as like alien diversity, there's fucking none except for Spock.
You got to remember the makeup budget back then was not the same as TNG.
This is true. We got a little bit of extra pancake and some synthetic ears, and that's fucking it, Captain.
Like, can you imagine the like super cancer it would have given anyone if they had to wear the like Tin Man makeup every day on shooting?
Yeah, God. Just like having a Klingon forehead fused to your face because fucking... Yeah, that would be hellish.
I think the 1960s special effects would have caused permanent damage to whoever had to do that.
Yeah, that's why you either had like, I'm a shapeshifter or I'm in a suit. So, yeah, you mentioned Spock is like, "Hey, we need to consider time paradoxes because we weren't here and time travel." And there's a lot of bullshit with that entire sentence that we'll get to later.
Yeah.
But they end up allowing the captain of the jet, not the starship. There are two captains now. Change into a Starfleet uniform because, again, fucking... we don't want to cause paradoxes. Here, try out this future clothes. And then they go to Kirk's room and we get to see the fucking Hornytron 9000.
Speaking of the clothes, so I wonder, like, is his name is Captain Christopher, I think?
Yeah, CJ Christopher Johnson or something.
Is he gonna like have dreams about that uniform from now on? Is it gonna be like cashmere for him?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like that episode of Seinfeld?
I was thinking the episode of Rick and Morty, but yeah, same thing where it's like, oh, I need to recapture that feeling. It's all I think about. Judging by the
That
real
space age
uniform,
fabric, so light and breathy.
so light and breathable. It's like I'm wearing nothing at all.
Not like these itchy cotton uniforms.
Ah, this
Everything he wears from now on is gonna be so itchy and rough.
cotton and possibly polyester if we've invented that yet. I don't know. It's like fucking it's like abrasive fucking steel wool in my skin. Get it off. Cave people are funny.
Anyway, where were we?
Uh Captain Kirk desperately tries to not have sex with his computer again.
Oh, that's right. That they make an offhand mention that the computer was programmed by like the Amazons of whatever
Yeah.
SETI 9.
Space Amazons of Space Amazon planet, which
And
I'm starting
it
to
just becomes a running gag throughout the episode that the computer's like very feminine.
yeah, it's a woman
And
computer. It calls Captain Kirk darling. Spock does
talking
not
to
approve.
Kirk like it's Rouge the Bat or something.
I'm realizing Space
It's
Amazons was also not a original Futurama because apparently fucking nothing was.
but yeah, it's a weird running gag that keeps coming up to no end.
There's no
Like
payoff.
there's
Yeah,
no
there's
meaning for it.
yeah,
Yeah.
except maybe Kirk actually does have sex with his ship, who he loves like a woman.
I do think they just needed Kirk to get some play in this episode, and they didn't have anywhere else to put
He
it.
literally couldn't find a human woman this time. They're like fucking at
Because
the
it seems
computer.
like as these episodes have gone on, some producers like Kirk needs to make out with something.
Yeah,
Kirk needs to get a little nookie every episode.
people like it when Kirk manhandles a woman, even though there's no right way to manhandle a woman.
And in this case, it's the computer.
Yeah,
I really wish they had done this computer bit in the next episode. That would have been way funnier.
that would have been way funnier.
But we'll get to that when we get to that.
Yeah. So they use the computer. I think at that point or later on, they determine that this man is not important to time. He serves no purpose. So they're probably
He
just going
makes
to
no
kidnap him.
significant contributions. Yeah.
Yeah, because if he were to go back and people were to interrogate him and find out information about the future, it could alter the timeline further. This man, obviously, a bit perturbed because he has a family and a couple of daughters.
I believe Kirk and Spock have a conversation where Kirk's like, can this fucking Neanderthal adapt to life in the future?
Oh, yeah, and they talk about re-educating him in a way that's totally not brainwash. That was weird.
Like I think they use the word rehabilitation.
They literally use re-educate like multiple times. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, no, we can re-educate him. He could be integrated. He's a military man. It's basically the same thing.
To be fair, he is a man from the 1960s, so he might need to learn that rape is bad.
Yeah, he actually might need to have a lady computer teach him that the hard way.
Not that it seems the Enterprise crew really seems to give a shit that much, but
I don't know who's in charge of HR, but they fucking need to get the hell out of their office.
well, that was Commodore Next guy in next episode.
Yeah, that's for sure. So yeah, they decide they're gonna lock up the captain. They need to figure out how to get out of Earth. And then the captain like evades escape, and Kirk gives him the old fucking two-hand slap chop.
Yeah, I think he like karate chops the gun out of his hand and then gives him a double-fisted
Yeah,
uh,
double-fisted overhand
Kirk
slam,
blow.
the old banana slammer.
yeah. Yeah, I think he learned his moves from Donkey Kong.
He probably did. He looks like a Donkey Kong man.
Well, we know Spock would be a Falco. It's only logical.
Yeah, it's so illogical. I have noted that it's around this time that Spock comes back and says, "Oh, Captain, actually, I fucked up." McCoy is there to marvel at Spock fucking up because it's kind of all he does these days.
Yeah, they got to get the McCoy racism in there too. That's kind of a
Look, somebody's got to be
episode
racist, and it
standard.
can't be Kirk all the time. So
But
Spock
yes, Spock's fuck
explains.
up turns out to be that what it was Captain Christopher's son
Yes,
that is actually going to be important
Captain
because he
Christopher is
goes
not
to
important.
Saturn.
Yeah, he is the first manned flight to Saturn. Adorable that they think they're going to Saturn in 1980 whatever, but yeah.
For real, yeah. Not even Kubrick was that arrogant.
Yeah, seriously. This of course surprises Captain JC because he does not have a son.
Yes, and then they all come to the realization that Captain John Christopher's balls need to be on
They're
Earth
the
to
most
impregnate his
important
wife.
asset on the ship currently. McCoy being
He
very McCoy about it.
he must do the nasty in the pasty,
You have
as
to
per
remain in the
episode title.
pasty to do the nasty, sir. It is required for time.
But I think we talked about this yesterday too, where them just breathing the same air in the past has already changed things.
Yeah, like there are multiple birds that they most assuredly hit, if not fucked up their migration patterns, fucking air displacement, but the time travel is beyond
Like
meaningless in this episode.
the the ripple effects go beyond just like a guy being there or not.
Mm-hmm. Granted, it's the most
But
significant thing that you can easily search on a computer, but
we're operating on Back to the Future rules, I
a
guess.
little bit, yeah, it's weird. Um, so yeah, they decide that they need to get him back. But it's been too long. The military's already discovered the wreckage of the ship, and
Hmm.
Captain informs Captain Kirk that he was talking to him on the radio and taking pictures. So they're gonna need
Yeah,
to
they're
delete
recovering
that
the black
shit.
box.
Yeah. So they
They
decide
need the gigantic computer reels.
the huge by 1960 standards, those were quite small, I assure you.
It's state of the art.
Oh,
Yeah.
so state of the art. But yeah, they decide they got to do a Metal Gear. Captain again wants to go to Earth. He just wants to get off the spaceship. He needs to fuck. He's got it in him that he's got to go have a kid.
I believe his logic was I must report to my superiors.
Yeah, I got to tell him what I saw.
It's like, brother, the timeline.
Yeah, but like he wants to go with
He does not give a shit about the timeline. He's like, I gotta report what I saw.
yeah. But they're like they took the wreckage or the box or whatever to a different base that he had been to in the past but wasn't currently stationed at, I think. So he's like, "Let me go there."
Yeah.
And they're like, "No, you're not supposed to be there. That would look fucking weird and unexplainable." So eventually they have him restrained, and it's just Kirk and Sulu who go down to the military base in order to infiltrate and delete proof of the Enterprise being present.
Yeah. And I think that's where they kidnapped the second guy.
Yeah, so they're Metal Gearing through the base and then get caught. Of course, the guy takes their communicator, and we learn. I feel like for the first time that the communicator is essential for beaming. They can only beam up
I
somebody who
think
has the
it's
communicator.
I think it's kind of that way in TNG as well, or at least having a communicator makes it really much easier to lock onto you.
Yeah, they do hand wave it. I suppose there are multiple ways that you could explain it, but they end up kidnapping
Yeah.
another guy who has a gun drawn, but thankfully has like either really good or really bad trigger discipline because he never shoots anybody.
I mean, he's just the night guard.
Yeah. Oh yeah, just before that, fucking so Bones and Spock are in the transporter room ready to help. And Bones is just going off on Spock, like, what are you fucking doing here in the transporter room? You should be doing the math on how to time travel us back home, you fucking worthless sack of shit. And Spock's like, I am doing that. Because he's so smart and cool that he just does all time
Yeah.
travel math in his head.
He can do math in his head. He's a living computer.
Mm-hmm.
Spock's so cool.
He's so fucking cool and an alien, but also kind of human. But yeah, they kidnap the guy. Kirk and Sulu continue finding evidence to destroy, but then they trip a silent alarm in a different room and are accosted by more military men. Kirk gets to do some fucking John Wick shit against like three guys. I like the move where he
think
just
Kirk
throws
gets.
himself full body into a pair of dudes.
Oh yeah, yeah. Eventually, Kirk gets subdued, but he does get a cool fight scene
He,
first.
yeah, he fucking shows those three guys what for quite a while before getting subdued.
Yeah, the body slam where he gets three guys at once was quite a move.
Mm-hmm.
He also does multiple of the like double fist overhand strike.
Yeah, multiple 1-2 double fist punches. And as far as I could tell, wasn't a stunt double that time.
Yeah, there will be a stunt
It
double
would be a
in the
very
next
obvious
episode.
stunt double.
Yeah.
Um,
Um.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
Eventually, they subdue him.
yeah, they subdue him. They bring him in for questioning. They ask him who he is and what he's doing there, and Kirk, not wanting to fuck up time anymore, just plays games, talking around it. Like, how did you get in here past a bunch of security? It's like, oh, you wouldn't believe me if I told you. Try
Was
me.
it the first guard who got transported, the one who like forced them to disarm, and that's why Kirk didn't have his phaser?
Yeah, he took their belts. But like Sulu, I think, still had a communicator. He was able to get
Yeah,
beamed
Sulu
out,
beamed
which is
out.
why Kirk is the only one that got apprehended.
Yeah.
But yeah, they didn't have their phasers, so that's why it was all hand to hand. And I don't think they recovered any other weapons from him. It was just Kirk.
Yeah, then they had the interrogation scene.
Yeah. The best part of which when Kirk is like, "Oh, I just teleported in here out of thin air." And they're like, "Why don't you tell me the truth?" Kirk is like, "I did. You wouldn't believe me." And then literally looks at the camera and gives the fucking Jim the Office face. Literally nothing I've ever seen on television is original. I can't fucking believe it.
Um, you know, in I don't know if in the 1960s if they would have believed he was an alien or a Chinese spy more.
In the 60s, this was, we weren't quite at Red Scare, were we?
Maybe a Russian.
Yeah,
No, I think we were full Red
were we
Scare by
full Red
now.
Scare? I don't know American history. I'm an American after all. Yeah,
I think the Red Scare started pretty much after World War II.
yeah. So yeah, they probably assumed he was a Russian.
But they're actually pretty friendly as far as interrogators go, but
Yeah, they don't hit him once. Um, they don't even like strip him naked and fucking fillet his balls or anything. It's kind of fucking cute. It's like, oh,
no
you guys
hitting,
haven't
no
figured out
punching,
torture.
no sodium pentothal.
Yeah.
They're conducting it in just like a regular
Yeah,
office.
just somebody's office. He's sitting down in a chair. I'm not entirely sure Kirk is even restrained.
Um, yeah, I think Spock and Sulu coming to rescue him.
They do, but before that, I do want to mention the man that the second man that they kidnapped. They're
Oh yeah,
not giving a shit about time paradoxes anymore. So the guy running the transporter room is like, "Oh, hey, you doing okay? You hungry?" And the guy's like, "Huh, yeah, I could go for some chicken soup." And then the transporter tech just walks over to the transporter room microwave, puts in his little fucking GBA card, and out pops some chicken soup.
yeah. You'd think that guy would be like, we can make other things. You can think bigger than that.
You can think bigger than chicken soup. But yeah, it like aside from the like making him chicken soup on the spot, like for any sort of military vessel, you probably shouldn't have food prep in the fucking transporter room where all of the shit from off the ship comes in first. That is like
Yeah,
rule number one, don't bring food into the job site.
that was bizarre to me too, but I'm guessing the reason that scene is in there is just to like show off how cool and futuristic the future
Yeah,
is.
just like we're so futuristic, we can make whatever we want wherever we want. It again goes nowhere, but it was something that I was like, from a fucking medical safety standpoint, that is a horrible thing to install in your fucking basically launch bay.
what's also very funny that they probably never considered is that like Kirk and crew probably have crazy ass diseases that these people have no immunity to,
You know what? I didn't even think of that, but yeah, like, and
and vice versa.
yeah, vice versa. Maybe they don't have immunity to fucking ancient version of fucking chicken pox or something.
Yeah, I just thought of that now because you mentioned food
The
safety.
food safety, yeah, yeah. They dance around a lot of stuff.
Like, I think like future Trek might take that into account and have like what is it, vaccination archives or something for that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But these days, no, they didn't even think about that.
No, they were like fucking whatever.
Even though War of the Worlds did come out long before this.
Yeah, but that's aliens, so we don't need to apply it to regular fucking people.
And of course, Vulcans are immune to disease.
Vulcans are immune to basically every disease, except for the horny disease, but that's later.
They really are just space elves.
They are. They even got the fucking ears.
So what happens next? Oh yeah, Spock and Sulu come to rescue Kirk. Oh,
Yeah,
I think Christopher is there too.
yeah. I think they're like, we need to go extract Kirk, and Christopher's like, I know that base like the back of my hand. I'll help you, but you have to take me. And they're like, all right, fine, we'll take you, but you don't get a phaser. Um, which like
See, the thing
fucking
is,
yeah,
every time they're
obviously.
right not to trust him because he always tries to escape.
He always like immediately, yeah. Um, but yeah, so they go in and save Kirk. Kirk does get
Sulu
to
gets to do one karate chop.
Zulu gets to do a karate chop. Kirk gets to do a gun kick. There's two Vulcan nerve pinches, I believe.
Yeah, he gets the guy in the arm one time.
Yeah, like
And
right when they enter. And then I think he does like a fucking slingshot transport up to the Enterprise and back down behind the guy for a second nerve pinch.
oh, Kirk fucking kick parries a gun.
Hell yeah, he's so good at kick parrying.
Uh, yeah, and then Christopher nabs a gun from one of the guards and then tries to hold them up, and then Spock does a little switcheroo from the back room.
Yeah, that's right. That's when it happened. And he switcheroo nerve pinches JC. So yeah, they bring him
Yeah,
back
because
aboard the Enterprise because he wanted to
Spock was in the
stay.
back room looking for evidence while JC was nabbing a gun, and then he shows up behind him like nothing personnel kid.
Yeah. But they've successfully gotten all of the evidence and they got JC back. So they need to formulate a plan of how to get back to the future.
Which I think they just do the slingshot again.
They literally just do, like, whatever. I don't remember if they said they were slingshotting around a planet or some sort of black hole or whatever. But they're like, Spock is like, well, we just do what we did before, but in reverse, it'll work.
So this is where I got a little fuzzy because it seems like their plan was to go back again to when they kidnapped Christopher and then do a switcheroo.
Yeah, so I think they basically did like a giant space K-turn. They're like, okay, we got to go back in time to when we kidnapped Christopher and put him back, and then we can go forward in time because they've
Yeah.
mastered time travel at this point. They can just do whatever the fuck they want to the fucking stream.
Like reading the Wikipedia synopsis, uh, Christopher is beamed back to his fighter jet at the instant he first encountered the Enterprise, preventing any film evidence from being produced and erasing his memory of his time on the Enterprise. The same is done to the air policeman.
So yeah, that's something I wanted to talk to you about. I thought that they were like switching him and the previous events were still happening, but I think what was happening is they were just changing time and body swapping old Christopher with new Christopher. And when the fuck could the transporter do that?
I don't know. This is a weird part of the episode because I don't really understand.
Yeah, this is the part where it sort of breaks down because it seems like they're in a new timeline. They swap out Christopher. They don't destroy the jet. And then Christopher's just like, yeah, there's nothing up here. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
It seems like they somehow erase their memory too, but they don't ever mention how that happens or why.
Yeah, I didn't even, it didn't seem to me like their memories were
And
erased.
also, if they had never done that with Christopher, then they would never have needed to swap out their air policeman either.
Yeah.
Like that
Yeah,
that's a
so
paradox.
it seems like we've got basically whatever is most convenient time travel rules at the time. Cause now they're like
Yeah.
they replaced themselves where previously it was like the same timeline, but now it's a new timeline and this is not
Like
explained.
they replace themselves but also have no memories of the events. I don't know
Yeah.
how that works.
Hmm.
If it's like a fusion sort of deal, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I was
It's
very
weird.
confused and I had a feeling it was not really explained or common.
They also do a unique like transportation effect where it's a golden shimmer instead of like a bluish shimmer.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Oh, yeah,
But
maybe that is a special type of transport. Who the fuck knows? Spock, maybe Scotty.
I couldn't say, but that's basically the end of the episode.
Yeah, they drop off the Earth humans. They do their fucking time travel slingshot, but in reverse. Oh no, maybe the ship will blow up if we stop too fast. Never mind, it's fine. And the
And
episode's over.
JC gets to go on to have his son
He gets to fuck at least one more time
who will manned mission to Saturn.
in
And also his two
1989.
daughters that he mentioned previously will not contribute anything to humanity.
His two worthless daughters, much like himself. Oh, what an episode. So yeah,
It's gonna be so funny when he's like really trying to have a kid with his wife, and then it turns out it's some other woman who he ends up having sex with.
that's what I was thinking. I was like, you're not having a child with your wife, buddy. You're having a child, but not with her. Oh, root trees. Infidelity is a gameplay mechanic.
But yeah, that's that episode.
Yeah, that
It's an amusing one, but I don't think it's one of the good ones.
yeah, definitely. It is like, is it one of the earliest pieces of visual media that talks about time travel and paradoxes? Probably. Is it good? Yeah.
I mean, I think there are better time travel narratives even of that era.
Think so?
Ask H.G. Wells.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about like television. Obviously, they're fucking
Yeah,
books and shit.
television. I guess
Back to the Future hadn't
I
been
would.
made yet.
Yeah, I suppose. Back to the Future is also not that good of a time travel story, though.
It's great if you only watch the first one and then just don't bother with the other two.
Mm.
But yeah, no, time travel, I mean, fucking until we can disprove it, just do whatever you want.
Well, the thing is, if you were to write a story that took time travel 100% seriously, it would not be a fun movie, and it's called not
Primer.
Looper, Primer.
Yeah, 100%. It's the most accurate, most boring, unfollowable time travel movie. Check it out on Netflix, maybe. I don't know if it's still there. Also, those dipshits
Somehow I
should just
doubt
play
it,
the lottery.
for real. Anyway, next up we got Court Martial. A
Court
much more
martial.
serious episode.
Yeah, a much more serious court martial than we've ever seen before.
So in this episode we have our major characters are going to be Kirk and Spock. McCoy shows up for a few lines. Um, no one else really gets that many lines.
A brand
There's
new Asian lady that you've never seen before or
yeah,
since.
the personnel officer, the HR lady who we have
Oh,
never seen from and
oh,
will never
that's
see
the
again.
H. Yeah, there she is. That explains everything.
And also from not of our crew, we have Samuel T. Cogley, a lawyer, the mole man couch lawyer.
Fucking made up ass name.
This man is dressed like a couch.
Is
Uh, Wikipedia is calling the Commodore Stone. He is I guess, the
good
highest
name.
ranking person in the episode. Um, Lieutenant Ariel Shaw, who is the prosecution of our court martial.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's some other like captains who are on the like trial, but they're not important.
They may not even get a single line.
Oh, and also there's Lieutenant Ben Finney, who
Ben
is the
Finney.
victim of our trial, and his daughter, who's, I guess, Jamie? Is that her name? She
Yeah, I
was named
think
after Kirk.
yeah, she was named after Kirk, but weird. We'll get to it.
Yeah. So the episode, the short synopsis of it is Kirk has been accused of negligence at his post. During an emergency situation, he jettisoned a pod too early, and that pod had a man in it, and that man is supposedly dead now. So he's under a routine review with Commodore, and he seems to have accidentally perjured himself because they reveal he has pressed the jettison button before pressing the red alert button, which is apparently a huge deal.
It is a huge deal.
So it goes into a court martial, and Kirk has to find a lawyer. He has to defend himself, and it turns out it was a computer error, an intentional computer error, because Finney's still alive, and he tried to frame Kirk because he ruined his career early on, like 20 years
Like
ago.
literally 20 fucking years ago.
Um, so the episode ends with Finney getting knocked out and Kirk being reinstated as a captain and no consequences.
No consequences for anyone, and maybe a little HR violation.
Yeah, but that's the core of the episode.
Yeah. So we open this episode with what has to be the record for Star Trek death. Literally 3 seconds into the start of the episode, I had to pause it because it was so fast. Kirk is like, Stardate, whatever. One man is dead. Like, Jesus, Kirk.
Well, he wasn't actually dead, so
Yeah.
record expunged.
Record expunged. But yeah, so it starts with a man is dead. There was an ion storm. Bad shit happened. We have to go for repairs. They fly down to some fucking place for repairs. Enterprise gets fucking first in linesies because they're so important and cool.
I believe they are the flagship.
Yeah, that'll do it then. And
They did have a list of other like what is it, NC 10 whatever ships
yeah, it's
on
so
the wall.
it was so funny because they had what just looked like a fucking paper poster with like the completion percentages for ship repair, and it's like that probably should be a screen or at least a whiteboard, but it looked like just a fucking printed paper poster.
Well, you're not supposed to notice that on a 1960s CRT monitor.
Yeah, that's not noticing shit on a 1960s CRT monitor is going to show up again.
It's like the scan lines for pixel art. Makes everything look better.
I have this second note that I can't fucking read. So yeah, they go to the planet. We meet up with our second Commodore ever. Ironically, also the second time we get a court martial.
They only show up for court martials. This is also a thing in TNG.
Oh really? I didn't realize. Okay, I guess Commodores are a big thing.
Um, I guess. I don't know.
I don't actually know what the rank of Commodore means or is.
I don't think they really hammer it out until like TNG with the actual like what is it? Hierarchy of power is
I assume
in
they're just like
Starfleet.
an army general, but in charge of a base instead of like a fucking fleet or a ship or anything.
I would think so,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's just what it seems like. Um, so Kirk is giving his deposition to the Commodore about like, hey, what happened? Why are you guys all fucked up? Oh, we got into this ion storm. A man died, but I went to red alert first. It's fine. It's legal.
And Stone notices immediately that that's a lie,
Yeah.
according to the records.
So Spock is supposed to deliver the computer records and he's late, which it's Spock. He's never late. He's the best. He shows up and delivers the computer records and tries to explain something to Kirk, but gets shooed away. And then the Commodore views the records and is like, hey, why'd you just fucking lie to me, you piece of shit? And the computer records state that Captain Kirk did not go to red alert before jettisoning the pod that they need for the ion storm for reasons that aren't really explained.
Yeah, I think his daughter or the guy who's died died's daughter busts in and accuses Kirk of killing him on purpose.
Mm-hmm. Dressed like a fucking Sailor Scout.
Yeah, she's wearing like a weird transparent like sailor uniform.
Like it's not just a sailor uniform. It literally looks like a Sailor Moon. Like it's a weird powder blue. There's these weird frills and extra like pads on it. It
You might be able to Google it, but I don't know if you want to put that up on your screen.
That's probably fine. Let's
Her
see.
name was Jamie Finney, or you can probably just look up court martial. I don't know.
Okay, there's a well, if I spell her name right, that might help. Yeah. So I don't want to drag shit. So this like weird see-through fucking sleeves and the little bow in the front and these weird fucking glittery.
Like the little sailor handkerchief there is not on top of the uniform. That's just like pasted
Yeah,
on.
it's just glued onto this like weird, entirely see-through. I think it's all see-through, and she might be wearing an undershirt.
Yeah, I think she's wearing like a camisole under or something.
Yeah. Here's a more full shot, but like, it's such a fucking weird outfit. Like
It looks like a Party City costume or
yeah,
something.
it looks like something that you'd wear in fucking today in 1960, not in the fucking year 3000 and whatever. But yeah, very gaudy, very, very eye catching. Um, Not at all
It
important
was
to the
very
story.
distracting
Yeah.
every time she was on screen because we were trying to figure out what the fuck it was.
Yeah. But yeah, she busts in and accuses Kirk of murdering her dad.
I'm also not sure how old she's supposed to be.
It's 1960, so she's either 13 or 36.
Yeah, I guess so. Or she's like Miri and she's 200.
That might even have, that might have been the same actress. I don't know. In the extra search results, it was showing Miri, I think. But
Oh. The actress's name is Alice Rawlings, but her name is black on Wikipedia, which means she is of no concern to the future.
she doesn't have sex with anyone important. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, she's important for this episode, but apparently doesn't show up again.
Most people don't.
Yeah. So after this, the Commodore is like, all right, Kirk, you're probably going to need to get court-martialed. You're going to be confined to the base, which means that he can just go have a drink at the bar, which him and Bones go and do.
Um, is this the part where he tries to sweep it under the rug?
I think,
Or is that later?
I don't remember. That might have happened first, where he's like, look, obviously you committed perjury and a man is dead. We can sweep this under the rug for you and you won't get court-martialed. And Kirk is like, nah, fuck you, court-martial me, I'll win. I think that was before.
Well, he was like, take a ground position and give up being a captain, and we can sweep this under the rug.
Yeah.
Because no starship captain's ever been court-martialed before.
No
And we don't want to
starship
start
captain
now.
has been court-martialed, and only 1 in a million men can captain a starship. It's
Yeah, they
super
really-
rare and cool, and you're so cool, Captain Kirk.
You gotta be fucking Aragorn, Prince of Gondor, if you want to be a star captain.
Basically. And Kirk is like, nah, fuck that. I love being a starship captain. I'll get court-martialed. And then that's probably when
Kirk is the type to plead not guilty to anything ever,
Oh,
even
yeah.
when he's guilty.
I've never done anything wrong, ever. I know this, and I love you. But yeah, I think they have that
Yeah, they go to the
conversation.
bar after that.
And then he's like,
Yeah.
all right, well, you're confined to the base if you're going to get court-martialed. And then they go to the bar.
They go to the bar. They get a lot of nasty glances.
Yeah, so
Apparently, Finney had a lot of friends.
this Ben Finney guy, who we've never heard of before and probably will never hear of again, knew fucking everybody on this planet and was everybody's best friend. So everybody's like, oh, hey, Kirk, what happened to fucking our best bro Finney? And Kirk's like, why don't you tell me what happened? And they get into a little, not quite a bar fight, but a bar shouting match.
Yeah, because apparently we get backstory on Finney later. I guess he was like an instructor at the academy for a long time, longer than he should have been.
Yeah, he was an instructor for a long time, and then him and Kirk were assigned to the same duty station at some point of like similar rank.
Yeah, and he fell asleep on the job or something.
He like yeah left a fucking instrument panel open when he shouldn't have, and Kirk, doing his job, closed the instrument panel and reported that Finney didn't do that, so he got reprimanded, and then
I
obviously one of them became a starship captain.
I don't know, but I gotta feel like that this entire script is based on like a real story
Oh
that
yeah,
happened to somebody on the writing
that
staff.
definitely sounds like something that somebody or somebody's dad encountered fucking in
Like these
military boot
fucking
camp.
banal little details of someone getting in trouble for something super stupid
Super
and
minor,
it
yeah.
ruining their career sounds like a totally real thing that would happen in the Navy.
Oh yeah, it probably would. But
Um,
we get that.
yeah, I think the lady shows up in the bar, I
Yeah, the
believe,
lady
is what
shows up in
happens
the
next.
bar. Fucking McCoy instantly starts hitting on her.
Yeah. Um, she does not reveal immediately that she is the prosecution.
Yeah, she McCoy hits on her. She fucking shoots him down. She wants to talk to Kirk. Kirk, I think, recognizes her, but I don't remember where, and I don't think they get into it.
I think they are just like ex-lovers because Kirk has an infinite amount of ex-lovers.
There's just so many Christmas parties. You got to understand, bro. Space has infinite Christmases.
It's always Christmas somewhere.
But yeah, they have a drink at a table at the bar. Kirk talks about how it's so hard being a starship captain, and the lady's like, "Yo, I heard you're getting court-martialed. Fucking, you're probably gonna need a good lawyer because like the prosecutor's gonna kill your ass."
Yeah, she seems to know a lot about what the prosecution's gonna do.
Yeah, she starts giving him a bunch of information about the prosecution, and he's like, "Well, why don't you be my lawyer?" And she's like, "No, I can't do that." And
I
then,
think she goes on to like give him an actual name for a defense attorney.
yeah, she gives him the name of the guy that she thinks he should get as a defense attorney. Um, and then reveals that she is the prosecution. Bum bum bum.
Yeah.
She also makes note that he is not a normal man. He is a starship captain. Once again, like
Yes.
double glazed Captain Kirk this early in the episode.
Also, a lot of people say like, "Hey man, it really could have been just like you being tired."
Yeah, everyone
And Kirk's
tries to
like,
give him an
"No."
out. Like you got all this shit you got to do. The buttons are super close to each other. Anything could happen. And Kirk's like, no, I'm
You're burnt
fucking
out, Kirk.
perfect. I'm Captain James T. Motherfucking Kirk.
It's very funny because like he does have a lot of leeway on his decisions, but this one thing,
Yeah, this one, you didn't hit the red alert button before killing a man.
like I'm pretty sure he's just killed people on his own decision before.
I am certain there was not fucking 5 episodes ago, there was some radiation planet that 5 people died on looking for 3 crashed people. And there was another
Like
Commodore
Gary
there.
Mitchell.
Mm-hmm.
Did he get an inquisition on Gary Mitchell?
No, I don't
That
believe
was
he
his
did.
crewman.
That sure was.
Yeah, I guess there were a lot more witnesses to that one.
Yeah. It only counts if you're near a Commodore. Otherwise, you could just
But
do whatever.
I think Kirk goes to meet his lawyer next.
Yeah, he goes to meet his lawyer, the fucking crazy man that owns books.
I forget what the actual line is when he like meets him.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like you're either an escaped asylum patient or you're Samuel T. Cogsley.
Samuel T. Cogsley, my attorney. And he's like, right on both counts.
Oh yeah, so this guy he hates computers and he only has physical media.
Yeah, can't stand it. Those fucking fallible computers are bullshit, man.
And
Books are the law.
they didn't have DVDs or CDs back then or whatever. So it's just books,
It's
paper ass books. And
stacks and
he's like,
stacks of paper books.
if you want to know the law, you need to read the books.
You need to
Read
read
the
the
Magna Carta,
Bible,
read
the Code of
the Bible.
Hammurabi.
Like, bro, that shit's a little outdated.
Yeah, a little
I
bit.
think we want current laws.
Yeah, I don't believe they mention like the U.S. Constitution or anything. Just fuck it.
I think he did mention the U.S.
Did
Constitution,
he?
but
Okay, good. Obviously, space is American.
yeah, I guess he immediately agrees to be Kirk's lawyer because why not?
He just sees the spark in him. And also, I think he does say that they mentioned that it has something to do with the computer saying that he didn't do it, but that comes up in more
Yeah.
seriousness later.
I will say that Cogsley or Cogley, whatever his name is,
Cogsworth, yeah.
by today's casting standards, he would be cast as like a bad guy. He's kind of not attractive.
Yeah, he's probably he looks like one of the oldest men we've seen, even older than those
Yeah,
fucking
he's
not Klingons, the
he,
Romulans.
he's short, craggy, balding, bad teeth.
Yeah, a lot of wrinkles.
Looks a bit like Dr. Zaius,
A little bit like Dr. Zaius. Get Punch the Monkey in here. I got an idea.
and they dress him like he's a sofa.
It's just like a single piece of leather with one huge pocket. It's such a fucking. The costume design in this episode is all fucking over the place.
You might be able to pull him up too. I don't know.
Yeah, let's see.
Oh yeah, we didn't mention the like rainbow dress that the prosecutor was wearing too when
Oh
she
yeah,
shows
she
up
looked
to the
like a
bar.
fucking peacock. There's his fucking wily stare. Yeah, the fucking resolution's god awful, but it's just like full fucking brown suit.
He looks like a leather
He
couch.
does. This looks like Couch Man. Yeah, there's a few shots there, but it's and like everyone in this episode is so colorful, and he's just the brownest man.
But much like Shoma from 100 Line, he turns out to be the most based man in the episode.
Most based because he fucking hates clankers.
He hates AI and computers.
They're so fallible. But yeah, after
Um,
they do that, I think we pretty much cut to the trial.
yeah, the trial. Yeah, they introduce all of Kirk's crewmates and make them list all of their accomplishments, and they all uh, testify to Kirk's, you know, uh,
Character.
goodness.
Yeah. That they bring in Spock and Spock's like, nah, Kirk's fucking perfect. He'd never make a mistake. And they're like, well, why does the computer say
Um,
he did?
the prosecutor does browbeat them all and like saying like hypothetically, could Kirk have done this?
There is a lot this episode is a perfect like 1 hour encapsulation of a fucking chapter of Phoenix Wright because there is so much shit that you could not get away with in a real goddamn courtroom.
I know. Like she objects to Cogley speculating and then speculates like 10 minutes later.
Like not even 10 minutes later, just like, look, hypothetically, could a man maybe harbor the desire to kill somebody? And the doctor's like, yeah, I fucking guess. Guilty as charged, Your Honor.
Oh, also Cogley waives the right to cross-examine every time because he doesn't see the point.
Yeah, he doesn't cross-examine any of the witnesses. So everyone, including Kirk, is starting to get a little like, fuck, did I get the wrong guy?
I guess the killing blow is when they bring out the fucking video record of Kirk pressing the button wrong.
Yeah, so they've got the digital record and they have everybody talk and they even bring Kirk on the stand and fucking the prosecutor gets pissy that it's listing too many commendations.
Oh yeah, we didn't mention the Asian personnel officer who had a very lispy Southern accent.
Yeah, she had like a weirdly high voice and a southern accent.
I don't know where she's from or why they got her, but
Yeah.
I guess they needed the HR lady
They
to attest
they
to Finney's position.
yeah, they literally needed her to just say like, "Hey, did Finney work on this ship? Do his records show that Kirk is the reason that he sucks shit?" And like, "Yes, Your Honor." And then she's free
Yeah,
to go. Never shows up again.
yeah. Her also she never really says any lines other than "Yes, ma'am,"
Yes, ma'am.
"Yes, ma'am,"
Yes, ma'am.
"No, ma'am."
Such a funny
Um,
high voice. They don't have anybody else like that in Starfleet. We need more of her.
it was weird, but Yeah, eventually they bring out the video evidence of Kirk pressing the button wrong.
Yeah, fucking Thelosian ass technology. Zoom enhance on that video of Kirk's hand.
Yeah, they have a bird's eye view of the bridge, and then the prosecutor says, replay that, but zoom and enhance, and it's a completely different angle.
Completely different angle. The shot's perfect. You can see the fucking writing.
And also, Kirk has a panel on his captain's chair where it's yellow alert, red alert, kill a guy.
Just murder a man. Like they're right next to each other. The buttons aren't covered. They're fucking barely indicated.
It's actually labeled jettison pod, but like we were really wondering why is the jettison pod button on his captain's chair?
Yeah, like it. They
And why is it so close to the red alert button?
why is it so close to the alert buttons? It seems like the
Yeah, I guess we didn't mention it. What he's actually accused of doing is jettisoning the pod before going to red alert. It would have been fine if he had pressed that button first.
yeah. If he
but
had gone
didn't.
to red alert, that'd been fine. But he didn't. He just fucking killed a guy. Something else that they try to pin on him is like, oh, you picked Vinny because I hate him, and like, nah, he was at the top of the duty roster. It was his turn to get in the murder fucking pod, so we put him in the murder pod.
The video evidence also proves that.
Yeah,
Like, Kirk asks who's at the top of the list. Spock goes, it's Finney.
Kirk's
And
like,
then Kirk
fucking
goes,
send
okay.
Finney. And Finney, like, you even hear him speaking. He never objects. He's like, yeah, that's my job. I'll go do it. I'm supposed to get in the murder pod.
I'm not sure why he was in that. Well, it doesn't matter.
They're in
I
like an
guess.
ion storm. I think they were supposed to be like gathering data or something, and it was his job to do that. But it's so weird that
guess.
like, why is the kill guy button right next to the red alert button? It's so we can show a video of Kirk pressing the kill guy button. That's the correct answer. But yeah, it shows the video evidence, like you were saying, very damning. Kirk is obviously lying and guilty.
I believe basically everyone takes that as like Kirk's dunzo. They go to recess. I think Kirk makes an offhanded comment about like Spock being able to beat his next captain at chess, and that gives him a bright idea.
Yeah. And Spock has a brain blast, a Vulcan brain blast. And yet again, we have, so Spock is in the lounge playing chess, and McCoy walks in and just fucking goes off on him. What the fuck are you doing playing chess? Your commanding officer is about to get fucking court-martialed to hell, and you're playing chess. And then
I guess Spock is like, well, I shouldn't be able to win at chess. I made this computer.
yeah, Spock is like, hey, watch this. Bop, bop, bop. I beat the computer at chess. McCoy's like, wait, how'd you do that?
Okay. I think McCoy actually says, is that usual?
Yeah.
Or maybe that's the Commodore later.
Yeah.
Are you not supposed to be able to win at chess?
You're not supposed to be able to win at chess?
I thought you were good at chess, Spock.
Yeah, I thought you were pretty good. Only Captain Kirk can beat Spock at chess, by the way.
I guess it turns out that Spock had programmed this computer to be as good at chess as him, much like Moriarty versus Data.
Mm-hmm.
So he should not be able to win. He should only be able to draw, which means if he's able to win, that means someone fucked with the ship's computer.
And he was able
and
to
not
win.
in a way that makes it sexy.
Not in a way that makes it sexy, unfortunately. And he was able to win 5 times in a row, so it was not a fluke.
But like, could you imagine if the computer was being like, "Yes, dear."
Yes,
This whole
Lieutenant
episode.
Dear. Yes, second in command, honey. That would be funny if they just did that for the rest of the fucking show. If it was Sigourney Weaver, I'd be fine with it.
All right, Bender.
She's just such a good actress. Anyway, back to Star Trek.
Yeah, I guess Spock reveals that to the Commodore, to the the court-martial jury.
Yeah, I forget exactly.
Jury?
I think he either tells Kirk or Kirk's lawyer, and then Kirk's lawyer is like, "Hey, we've talked to a bunch of people, but there's one witness, the most important witness that we haven't talked to."
He gives his impassioned speech about rights.
Right, a machine has no rights. That's when I knew I loved fucking Cogsley, because he knows that machines have no fucking rights.
What's the saying? Like, a computer can never be held accountable.
Yeah, the computer can never hold a management position because a computer can never be held accountable. I believe that's a Microsoft quote, by the way. Fucking hilarious.
Hmm. Well,
Or maybe it was
thanks
IBM.
to the power of Copilot AI, computers can now be held accountable by
Yeah,
computers.
by computers. Totally fine. Good system. Looking forward to Xbox fucking whatever. But yeah, Cogsley gives his impassioned speech about how fucking clankers are bullshit and have no rights and humans have rights and we have not cross-examined the computer. To which
To
everyone
which,
goes a gasp.
yeah, and then they demand to hold the trial on the Enterprise.
Yeah, it's totally fine to just reconvene the trial on the Enterprise.
Like they really do the clue thing of rushing from room to
They
room.
go to the Enterprise. They go to multiple rooms on the Enterprise. Yeah, because they go to the chess so that Spock can show him chess one more time, and then they go to the bridge so they can talk because they couldn't talk in the chess room.
Oh, and they also vacate every crew member off the Enterprise except for them.
Yeah, they make sure that nobody's on the Enterprise except for everybody doing the trial.
Uh, yeah, the jury and the bridge crew and the prosecution, and that's yeah. So I think what they do next is they do the heartbeat detector.
So they do come to the realization. They're like, all right, so clearly the computer is fucked up. Who on the crew has the ability to fuck with the computer? Spock's like, well, there's three
Yeah.
people: the captain, me. Oh yeah, and that guy who's fucking dead. So they're like, well, he must not be fucking dead then, because somebody fucked with the computer, and I didn't do it, and Spock didn't do it.
Unless Spock was framing Kirk.
It wouldn't be the first fucking time.
But yeah, I think that's when they whip out the microphone.
Yeah, that's when they get everybody off the ship and they're like, okay, we turn the sound detector on the fucking ship up to maximum. You're going to hear a bunch of bullshit because that's everybody's heart beating. And Dr. McCoy is going to one by one white noise out everybody's heart.
Is that a thing you can do? I guess it might be.
I believe it is. I think actually, when you're like doing soundproofing and removing noise from audio, if you record a noise, you can basically just invert the waveform and that'll cancel it out. Fun fact, they actually make hearing aids that do that for people with tinnitus.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, they figure out the frequency of your tinnitus sound and just play the inverse of that and that cancels it out. Sound is fun.
Like my tinnitus kind of comes and goes, so I imagine that would just be annoying.
Same, yeah. It's only for people with like serious hearing damage. My brother actually, he's a, I don't know if he still is, but he was a mortarman in the Marines, and because he ain't no pussy that wears hearing protection, guess what? He's got some pretty severe tinnitus. So he has hearing aids now.
I didn't mention it last time, I don't think, but during Arena when they were doing those mortar scenes, I believe what's their names? The actual people behind Kirk and Spock, Shatner and Nimoy, they got tinnitus from that permanently.
Fuck, really? What are they?
Yeah,
God
in
damn.
opposite ears.
Using real fucking explosives, you dumb fucking 60s TV motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Gotta make it look real. God, that fucking sucks.
Yeah. They were pretty young too. That sucks.
That fucking Shatner was what? Not even 40? Was he late 20s?
Yeah.
Early 30s?
I'm almost certain he was like in his early 30s.
Yeah. Fucking, yeah, you're just gonna have ringing in the ears for the next 60 years. Have fun, fuckface. Thank God it was Star Trek and not something that fucking nobody's ever heard of. Getting back to the episode.
Yeah, so they isolate the heartbeats and the Commodore has a Finkel is Einhorn moment.
Mm-hmm.
And then they find out where the heartbeat is and they're like, "Oh, we got to go down to engineering." And Kirk's like, "I'll do it on my own."
There was a funny little bit. So Dr. McCoy has to hold a microphone up to everybody's chest to record their heart
Oh
so they
yeah.
can cancel it out. And they're like, okay, that's everybody except the one guy down in engineering keeping the ship in the sky. But we can press this button and turn off his heartbeat. It's like, well, then why did you need the fucking microphone for the rest? Ah, fuck it, whatever.
Oh right, the transporter room guy.
Mm-hmm.
I think I joked like, yeah, they just killed him.
Yeah. Every button on the bridge kills a different crew member.
How are we gonna isolate his heartbeat? We don't have a microphone down there. Just kill him.
Just kill him. It's fine. Did you go to red alert first? Oh, yes, of course. Okay, it's fine then.
So yeah, Kirk goes alone to confront Finney, who's still alive and living in the walls, I guess.
Basically living in the walls of the Enterprise.
And I guess Finney down there has his crash out, and they have a fight scene with a very obvious stunt double.
Yeah. So we didn't get too much into it, but throughout the episode, they're saying, oh, Kirk ruined Finney's life, but also they're the best friends, and Finney named his daughter after Kirk, and they're just such cool bros. But also he fucking hates Kirk and wants to kill him.
So he did not seem mentally well.
Also that, but there. Yeah, Finney is very much a fucking man of 2 fucking points.
He might be bipolar. I don't know.
He might very well be bipolar. But yeah, Kirk has a sick fight scene. There's some wide shots with a very obvious stunt double who has completely different hair.
Oh yeah, they made a point that since there's no crew on the ship, their orbit is decaying, which puts a time limit on this that they didn't really need.
That's super unnecessary and dangerous, and like the Commodore and all of them probably were pissed about that. But
and
Kirk's
Finney
like,
also
nah,
sabotaged the ship to make it blow up or something.
Yeah, he sabotaged the ship so they couldn't get the engines working because he was like, well, fuck it, I'll just kill you if I can't court-martial you.
Yeah, they have a long fight scene. I think Kirk gets Finney to relent by revealing that his daughter's aboard the ship, and he's like, why would you do that?
Yeah, why would you bring my daughter aboard? And Kirk's like, because I'm always winning at mental chess, and I knew you'd try to blow up my ship. So yeah, Finney relents, and Kirk has to crawl into the ducts and do the work on his ship that only he could do.
Yes, and the final line of the Wikipedia synopsis is, Captain Kirk is cleared of all charges and restored to duty.
Yep. Everything's fine. Oh, and then he gets a hot makeout sesh with Dr. McLawyer.
Yeah, with a single female lawyer.
Yeah. They're on the bridge after wrapping everything up, and she's like, would it throw the bridge into chaos if I were to just make out with you sloppy style? Kirk's like, well, there's only one way to find out.
Would it be an HR violation for a lieutenant to kiss a captain on the bridge?
Only if you tell the HR lady.
Which is the name of my new isekai novel.
It's a good isekai title. Honestly, isekai into like a Star Trek, you might want to get started on that. That sounds like uncharted territory.
Also, we didn't get into it, but there was a scene where Kirk was getting a little handsy with that child.
Yeah, like right at the, because I think the daughter shows up when he's fighting.
She was apologizing to him.
Yeah, she's like, I'm sorry, you're not a murderer. You're the best captain ever. I'm so sorry. And then he gets behind her and is weirdly handsy with her.
Yeah, that made us both kind of uncomfortable, but thankfully it didn't.
Yeah, didn't go anywhere.
Didn't linger on it for too long.
Wasn't necessary to the plot. It's not like a whole episode titled Miri or anything like that. But yeah, at least at the end of the episode, Kirk makes out with an age-appropriate woman.
Yeah, it didn't seem sexual, but it seemed like he was lingering too long on touching her.
It was. Like, the camera just was looking at those two, and those hands would not stay still. It was not. I didn't like it.
Yeah. I guess what was appropriate in the 60s is not now.
Sadly, it was not.
But how'd you feel about this episode?
It was definitely a better court-martial than the last court-martial episode. It's hard to, because it's like, It would have been more interesting if we knew more about Finney beforehand, or if there were any fucking real stakes. Um, but it
I mean,
was
it's a good legal drama episode, I
it
think.
it
It's the
was a
best they can do on like a hour's time.
it was a really good and like the Finney is actually alive. That was a good twist. I did not see that coming. Um, I have to give him credit for that reveal and everything. It was definitely like if it was a chapter in a Phoenix Wright game, I would definitely say it was like top two.
Um, yeah, I would of the court episodes, I think this is one of the better ones. I think in TNG there's the drumhead, which is also quite good.
Ooh,
I think that's one of the earlier season episodes too.
maybe we'll get to that in like 2 years.
Um, trying to look into like the production of this to see like what the inspiration was. Um, blah blah blah. Don M. Mankiewicz gave him the court martial story, intending it to take place entirely in the courtroom.
Hmm.
However, the final version of the script required several new sets to build, not to mention a matte painting of Starbase 11.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we didn't mention the matte paintings
there
of
was
various
one
quality.
really good matte painting and one way less good matte painting.
Yeah, I guess they had to build 4 new sets for this. The uh, what is it? The quarters on the Starbase,
Yeah,
the
they needed
Commodore's
the
office, the
Commodore's
bar, the
office, the
courtroom.
bar, the courtroom.
They did reuse the engineering set for the fight.
Yeah, that was definitely the same engineering set and the bridge. So, and then they needed Cogley's office as well.
Yeah,
So yeah, damn
that
that
might have been a reuse. I don't know.
it could be, but that's at least like a fourth location. So
It's very funny because like Star Trek does have this habit of making bottle episodes that are supposedly going to cheap, and they turn out to be one of the some of the most expensive in this season.
like that one on the fucking Pleasure Planet.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. There's nothing in Wikipedia about the like inspiration behind this episode, and I don't feel like doing any deeper research.
That's fine. It was definitely a good court drama. Maybe not the best Star Trek episode, but certainly not the worst.
Yeah.
Um,
Um. Not much to talk about philosophically or anything. I mean,
yeah, it's we're not getting into fucking Dagger of the Mind territory, but there's a little more like Kirk is good at his job, and also everyone on the ship agrees that Kirk is good at his job. So you get a little bit of character building there.
yeah. I guess you could say something about the rights of man versus machine.
Oh yeah, obviously fuck clankers, and clankers ain't shit. Um,
Yeah, I guess the moral of our episode is don't trust machines.
just because you got a
They're
fucking
not infallible.
a security camera doesn't mean I did it, Your Honor.
Yeah, I mean, it's more relevant today than ever, I
More
suppose.
relevant today than ever, indeed.
So where would we rank these?
Yeah, so we'll start with tomorrow is yesterday. Um,
Oh, mm, I'd put that like maybe below naked time.
I was definitely thinking below Jagger of the Mind, and yeah, I think below Naked Time. Do I like it better or worse than Shore Leave? I feel like Shore
Shore
Leave
Leave
was
did not make sense as an episode, like
no.
entirely. Tomorrow's Yesterday was mostly coherent until the end.
That okay, that's fair. Shore Leave was basically just a bunch of random shit happening, fun though it may be. Tomorrow's Yesterday at least had a fucking plot. And then Court Martial.
Ooh,
Hmm.
I put that one somewhere around Conscience of the King.
Okay, I was thinking like above Arena. I don't know if I like it more than Conscience of the King.
Hmm.
I think I'm fine putting it above Arena.
Who's a better character actor, ToS or Cogsley?
Or Cogsley. I'm
I'm
tired.
tired. You know what we need is a soundboard
Oh
with that on
God.
it.
I don't make me think about getting a stream deck. God damn it.
Come on, you know you want to be able to press a button and hear he's dead, Jim.
He's dead, Jim. I do so badly. I I still feel like I think I like Conscious of the King a bit more.
The stakes feel higher in that one.
The stakes
Definitely.
do feel higher. We get more like Captain Kirk backstory.
It feels more like a murder mystery because this one isn't really a murder mystery up until the final act.
Yeah, they
This
both
one is just like,
have good reveals, but I feel the twist in Conscious of the King is a bit better.
yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm
Like this
I feel like
episode feels like an episode of Jag or something.
yeah, exactly, like an episode of NCIS or something. A good episode, mind you, but
Yeah.
yeah. So we good putting it right there, below Conscience, above
Yeah,
Arena.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. I gotta redo these.
We might come back to it someday, but
Maybe someday.
When we finish the season, we could try and reorder things. Maybe
we could do like I think it'd be fun to do like a tier list once we actually finish everything.
Yeah. Some of these can be a little interchangeable, I think.
Yeah. Why do I have 19? Am I fucking stupid and don't know?
Except for Miri. I know where that goes.
It seems difficult to me that there would be something to fucking top, or in this case, bottom Miri. We'll see.
Not until we get to Voyager and the fucking space newts.
Okay, we could put Menagerie as 2. That's why we have an odd number. I was like, we're always doing 2 episodes. Yeah. Why the fuck is this number odd?
Yes.
All right.
Speaking of our next 2 episodes.
Yeah, what do we have coming up next?
We have Return of the Archons, which is an episode I don't remember. And Space Seed, an episode I do remember.
Space Seed.
Are you familiar with the name Khan Noonien Singh?
I feel like there's a bell somewhere in my head, but no, nothing's coming to mind.
You don't remember Khan?
Oh, I didn't realize. I thought he was like Cher. I didn't realize he had more than one name.
He usually doesn't, much like M. Bison.
Ah, yes. Old Mike Bison, some call him on the other side of the world.
We are going to get our introduction to Khan next time. Oh, shit.
I didn't realize. I thought it was purely a movie thing. That'll be fun. We gonna get to hear about the eugenics wars?
Yes.
Fuck yeah, I love eugenics wars.
The eugenics wars of the 90s.
Oh yeah, the 90s. The eugenics. Is that before or after the Irish reunification of 2025 or whatever? I guess it would have to be after, dumbass. That's how time works.
I don't know. Ask O'Brien.
Yeah. One day we'll be able to ask O'Brien.
Oh, looking into Return of the Archons, that one is also a classic that has inspired many other sci-fi works. So that'll be interesting too.
I'm very excited. Well, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to do this next week because I have to go to a funeral. No. But next month, we'll have some cool shit to watch.
Yes, we will see you all in March.
In March.
Or March Madness.
I can't believe February is almost over. What the fuck? It did. I feel like it was October 2 weeks ago. What the fuck happened?
The shortest month of the year.
Well, any parting words before we call it for today?
Don't do the nasty and the pasty unless you're supposed to do that. Then absolutely do that.
Yeah, I think we can all live by the words of Professor Farnsworth. Don't do anything unless you were supposed to do it, in which case, for the love of God, don't not do it.
Oh, yeah, that was our third thing, the Futurama episode where they go in the past and Fry has intercourse with his grandmother.
Yeah, he becomes
go
his
watch
own
that
grandpa.
One. It's good.
just go watch all of Futurama. What the fuck are you doing here watching these people talk about Star Trek? Have a good one, everybody.
Bye bye.